opani ba ko ya wodi akotene pa eye ewo dom kuma yo mo Ghana mra so de fie mo wopani nkaso akwa no prakasa jamatu wo fiti krota na no ebo afie mo wonu kran so adane citizen vigilante ya chese ne Ewramatiam de adwuma no ye no ene mpo de wo ye che no kran ansan ketoam wopani ben wansam ane ye kan emra hye bedwani made som to abam ewo nofton abaton pasiam ya no ewo famantam nsom onyamfa samboku de to Ablakwa no ana ne wonsam aba sese no cheso obi akam ne mom nya kwambone so ene kwampa so frisab wopani nkase ebru betam ne keki ya wode ba hye nani no beto nani ede ahwe oman Ghana atifi atoye anafane epoye no wonyansam be kanche Ghana so kan so no eya na ehu eya ne munsam no emuodu mu ka so na national cathedral nsam wode ba to dwa ene waso pani ba ko a ni din ene Awurabo aten koba so pani nkase sana ene national cathedral yesie no emu agapade mu skani ade fa wo pani kwani botom kwani adwuma emume no nsam ba ye no ene ya ka mensam no ebi kra wo koto ni ade ene wasama no mene so a ene wo hye ne kiki no apɛ no wonani kyerɛ mu SNIT Hotels makoma ko ba se enan ya hye SNIT asem emu hye se mu 60% aba beto twasem yera Bryan Acheampong ya wo ya agric minister wonu kran so ya betifi emra hye bedwane wo parliamentary sa papa wei ane ya fa kwan bi so sebu akwan so a ene ya ton sa hotels emu hye se eya diosiam ni atumi ade ama papa yi ama munsam abeye ye ewo maika na emu asam yi ba ye no yewura ayo kude to Ablakwa wa chaso wadi kan ede asade akata akoto charge enim se asam wadi mu awiram sa kwa brane awo wo ya ban nipa wo sanso ye MP no maika na mra no eche se enipa bi atesa no ansa na betuma to ajapade bi atise no ewo se speaker won panimpo no wo mra hye odwam no wotima kwan ne na ni nsam biem ne nhwemu sonko nsotimi kwaso samra no makwan dia kwan bi aso no ene obi ansi ukwanfisa won so wo ye Ghana nim ede ne asika ana de beto ajapade no ede ne amfaso pewa ebe baso mo man Ghana nso yensa tumi akabi ne mumsa ade no owo mra hye bia fiemu na wo se timi efa panini nsam me che speaker ensam na ntimi amfa ne nsam na fiti akwato se ajapade we dia na se wo breach o man Ghana emra no eno ne nam so emakofare bai ewo sa asem yi mu yero ku de Ablakwa dia to dwasem sesei ana ekwadia ne ne ade ne entweyem eno nti sa na tedia ne speaker yero Bagbin wade petition de seria kratam ekwa akoma ne sem yero Bryan Acheampong agric minister no asaya abetifi mra hyebede ne no wabu emra so enti speaker enya sam no na wan translate hwemu sonko entimi nkwaso na se emponi kwansem yama kwa meja padia no yetimi tori ma papa ya wetuma hwe am ya nton entimi amfa ma no na otasa yeka no de di kan no ayem Labadi Beach Hotel de atasum ye no La Palm Royal Beach Hotel de atasum yensan Elmina Beach Resort ana de atwato no Rich Royal Hotel se ja padia kese wei ya SNIT na so no eno na ene no yera Bryan Acheampong yesi aton ne yatumi adiama no ne no kuda to Ablakwa chese ebasa na entwe yenti ene the petition akwa den speaker na eba yenom wopani akasan kansan bebre no atam ede afa no say wo wogede ne arehwemu say speaker de wode asemati se to nanima wantena so enkata so enya kata so mamu aso de biata wo betu anamo ewo ho yero okuda to Ablakwa ne nsam yodi atu dwa ho ne ebinie.
It's a matter that Shraj will determine fully. That for sure. The issue I have raised in the petition relates to how skewed the process is, particularly without recourse to due process. I have stated that SNIT dealt with all the 6 hotels as though they were the same. The Rich Royal Hotel has minority shareholders, and there ought to have been a shareholders meeting and a shareholders agreement for all the shareholders to agree to this transaction. That was not done, and that is why lawyers of Rich Royal have protested. And indeed, that protest has led to SNIT now, belatedly, on the 27th of March, writing to the minority shareholders that they should now exercise their first right, which should have been done much earlier. So when I talk about the arm twisting, when I talk about how the processes were skewed, and indeed, TUC also addresses this point yesterday when they say that SNIT wrongfully treated all the hotels the same way. and it points to a clear abuse of office, skewing the process, disregarding laid procedure to favor a certain outcome. And I think that if you look at how SNIT is now acting belatedly, now writing to the minority shareholders, it vindicates this point that I make. So that is the second issue. The procedural ills, if you like, skewing the process, disregarding minority shareholder right, and arm twisting to achieve a certain outcome.
Everyone for penny one no Anna SNIT. One more time say emotions best you say ya ton e dia mayor Bryan Acheampong kofa ba ye nei was the akwadise speaker bam na nhwemo son kokko di mo asam ababato ye nimim yewura aya sambo kudeto Ablakwa North Tom na sebedwani eno no asam ne ba say no ama akwan komodie bebre wa tie no nteno na wose ye nunum ne hade ekosesa wo penna na monto na wotu no efa ne kwamne no na wasa abasobode anansempo no ye beka so ha adwendodo wagye ho sakyereme na wo memu enu nti ebe yo so pa ne ba bitena eba sa na ose no no mapene ewa mu no semunis kasem no mkontabuo mu ene ade no yetim no mu edi nkomo enu nti ye ko political analyst ba konchan yewura Jonathan Asante Ochiri ya chese ene bibia kokama ye no ebedi enkomo na ansa no ene yewura Bryan Acheampong chese wono nso so nani abre hotel ya sami bai wo chirechirem wo ye kwani obefa chese wo kan ye beye say by Ghana for bones on the side nanso bi kan was say you go explain tire you explain wo kasa.
If you go to Registrar General, the forms ask for 2 directors. I am one director and another person. But in the functional role that I will receive emoluments or occupy an office for profit in the organization, or my activities in the organization will prevent me from doing my work in Parliament or as a minister, does not come in. So being a director, as per Registrar General's documentation, and functioning as a non-executive director in the functional role are 2 different things. So Sammy, you don't, and I have all the list of the NDC MPs who own shares in companies but don't have certificate from the speaker because of their roles in these organizations. So please stand educated on that. I understand that if you occupy an office for profit and if you occupy a role that gives you money, not dividend or not a growth in the company that you benefit. We are talking about roles that conflict with your role as a minister and the time that you should be serving in Parliament. You are out there doing your private business. That is what the Constitution frowns on. And in this case, Sammy, I don't receive anything in terms of occupying any office to receive an incentive from Rock City. Yes, I am the shareholder. And there's nowhere that says that if you are a shareholder in any organization and you're a member of Parliament, you have to go to the speaker and collect a certificate. That is not the case, Sammy.
Well, no, and your penigo so watch them was on so I showered and just when young Fasobia had that the first said the Ghana for Yahi Ha Yanisi Kansami as a camera so tennis can now no and a bunny botoma just was Sisi Ghana. And no year of Bryan Acheampong, the Quacha Minister, Yawasaya MP, Ewa Abetifi, Yano, Ewa Pramantamo, Young Quine, Young Quatron Comonoso, and Fanfrey Jonathan Asante Ochiri and Chain, Pisa Sammy Bayano, and Yamasa, ye dear Chunkomo. Wapani kasa swati an carry mo akwaba. Yo, ya de was pass what ye so. Say Sammy ba ye, yera some could the Ablakwa chesa de pi. A woman saw the asam na mashradi de nenso. And we ben yansa wotimi MSP kan so bam. Na nhwemo son kokko so fi say. One the only say enya kwampaso. And yera Bryan Acheampong SNIT de pade akase ti say. Ba akofo 60% shareholder adan enti anamo se no wotu.
Yom da wase mamintia akra famity for nyeri am say akwa dun pempen so e beka say mpenfo ka say abobi ababe wu awopre eniya MPP aban ni mpenfo ye no e ma some of us ya adwene ye say akwa te say omunim so mbelusi elections no en intino say sa na tie dia yamfa niaman gu akwamu e betimi taking up positions amount to that kind of state capture. I mean, what's your process? No, TM penny for to say Croxack in penny for our president. You are Dr. Bampo. Utie TUC. Omo jump senina. These are important stakeholders in things of this nature. And Omaka Sambi Manat Thomasum say pension funds and your government funds. Nemum a footwa a diwoma pensioners. And you know, a buy should rather be very careful in the way and manner of proceed with decisions about affecting pensioners in later years. The other idea about me to say, why are we selling off 60%? Is it the case to say, ILO as some of Kafa SNIT one, a no cre, and now says SNIT, Omaka say no creno. Is that the case? Why ni yenini? The son say, Juma di Jumapa, endeka, mo performing, mo functions near the end. Why do you sell 60% of that? Unless you want to convince me, say, oh, a private way into the private number take you over 60 years, they'll be able to manage the 60 plus the 40 better than 40, 60. And trust me. Now, these stakeholders are almost and some I also about Penny, which I doubt to say is not in the know of all this. I doubt. But of course, we as a nation we have to play say enimni ekoso. Then mum say na aba nto mampini ni moshi or say the sergeant to the man. I agree with the young Sammy Ablakwa say omodi assembly akoko do shraj. Some say obi a wote cabinet. Na sade meeting some about 1.5 years or 2 ago about how na eya dawri e wa cabinet wo. Enye Bryan Acheampong kwan na ni there were other stakeholders who are not interested in getting this particular share of SNIT. And I'm going to know about Bryan, the company about the say, or more, and about 60%. I think we need to do a little more due diligence to this. Quite so, I'm not far so we need here. We'll say, I'm not the best of all the bidding. So, on the other bits, those documents in our way, we need to know what you say because on my Japadi, what you are more, it doesn't mean say on my Japadi, what you have been given the opportunity to manage until you have been given 4 years until the time our time vessel. But every day, day in, day out, just as a big creating human amount in Padomino, you had an mismanage and then we want to sell. We mismanage and we want to sell. I don't think that this is proper management. And I think that the president ought to be interested because all Kate and say the legacy is unrivaled in this country no, which I don't know which part of the planet I will free I would dinner workers as on naturally on my money no. This is one of the legacies of if this is what he calls legacy there, then that is an apology of a legacy.
Opani ansa na meja wako no asami wadiama shraje fo enka bika sanka shraje omuodu yanko betima yenhwemu sonko na first speaker nso a wasadi asami yakwa saba se beka se woni gidie wo shraje mu ana anade na opese ochentu asade asami MSPK
yo I'm say I don't know say SML we no dia I think say SML instead san kombe commission auditor general na kwakwhwem no mampeni a commission a different is it KPMG but na say san no ma san dia ma yi ekuofu for so onhwehwem well perfor say enam dodo and san kwan apuye the way in so to a wo mu nyina so to a wajeka ho whichever way that as a nation will not be shortchanged. That's the best thing to do. And the PA they are called parliament for speakers there. I think it's in order. It is not going to generate any kind of conflict, but it is to establish beyond all reasonable doubt the truth and the fact behind the process and the transaction.
Enti wapanie yansanhwe ni say Sir Shraj the announcement of the report of the Babano and this speaker the boy bra never say ye be ni denie.
Well, that which is a fact will always remain a fact. This would be two-way. At the end of the day, we may synthesize and decide and find out exactly the loopholes. But if the facts are the same, as Aristotle will tell you about what we call universal truth, if the circumstances are the same, then trust me, the human being will act the same way, irrespective of what Ghana and our Holland and our UK.
Yo, any opani we be ka was yan twan na yan hwe de be fi mu aba ye na was na we enfonsia.